song that's never been heard. How do you know when you hear the call? What do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, 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 cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't make it mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball. What do you do when the mountain is there? How do you answer the challenging dare? And when your back's against the wall, what do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, 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 cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball. Hey, now cannonball, 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 cannonball.
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, morning, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the Apex Online Racing iRacing F3 League Season number 1, Round 2, here at Suzuka. My name is King-Kodiak, and I'll be one of your commentators throughout this evening's race. Joining me in the commentary box, I'm always happy to say, is the Lord God, Stevie SQ.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, King-Kodiak. Thank you for having me once again as we go into Round 2 of this new season of the F3 League. And it's a great track, Suzuka.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Round number 2 of 6 as this league alternates with the Formula Renault 3.5. 2 races, a 40-minute feature race, which is the grid is decided by the qualifying session, which is now underway, and a 25-minute sprint race, which is reverse grid from its previous round. 23 drivers join us for this evening's festivities. So let us get down to them. It is very, very warm. 34 degrees track temperature. Rumour has it that the early lap times will be the most representatives because things start to melt and get very difficult for our drivers beyond a certain point. So let's see who we can find.
René Osterkamp is just starting a lap now.
There he is, CMRC car number 29.
Tipped to be a bit of a favourite.
How did René do in Canada? Let's just remind myself of that. Third in the feature race, but didn't fare so well in the sprint race, only 13th. But he finds himself third in the championship, currently with 31 points, only 8 points adrift of the top spot, which is Mogren, who I don't believe is here this eve. No, we're a little bit depleted field this evening, real life, Christmas and New Year's and what have you, getting in the way of the important things in life such as this, but that is the nature of the beast. So it's 10 minutes these guys have to set 3 laps. It is, yep. I have got that right, haven't I? Yeah, I don't know why I questioned myself since I said it. So
They get the track to themselves, and they can do 3 laps. They can do more, but only those first 3 timed laps count.
Indeed, so they'll only really have time to do 3 decent laps anyway. It's a fairly long lap here at Suzuka in the Formula... I knew I'd do that. In the Formula 3 cars.
It's an easy mistake to make. I'm sure we'll trip over each other and trip over it a lot. But yeah, they've got... they'll have enough time, but they're going to have to get on with it. If they bin it at any point, they're going to have to get on it.
Absolutely, but they can't blame anybody else, as Stevie explains. You can hear lots of car sounds going on. They're at a similar point now. We just jumped to Kimi Larson there. He's not in view of anybody, as no one else can see anybody else. So they can't blame being blocked or what have you through their lap. As René Oosterkamp then comes through the last few turns to complete his first time lap. What does he put on the board? Actually, it's Alexander Waldo that gets the first time on the board with a 151.481. Who is going to get the top spot? It is, of course, René Oosterkamp. 150.07. Let's ride on board with our current pole sitter then. He comes through the first turn, which is actually 2 turns, turns 1 and 2. Now into the S-curves, turns 3 through to 7. Got to keep the balance right. Any mistake along here and you are off into the dust and you will lose a considerable period of time. Alex Sadler gets into second position, just half a second behind Oosterkamp. Now through Dunlop into the long left-hander. With the heat that these guys have got, it's going to be very punishing on the tyres. Now into the 2 Degner curves. We've had one. There is the second. Oh, gets raised quickly on the exit of the second Degner. Now towards the hairpin, through that right-hander of turn 10, down through the gears, through the hairpin, turn 11. Oh, the tail wanted to misbehave, but René, of course, keeping that one very under control, staying very hard over to the right-hand side through the long turn 12. Not quite as trying as some of the other corners. This is not quite the time. Now it's Spoon, 13-14. Kimi Larson jumping up to 3rd position, just 7 tenths off the top spot. Conor Ryan currently 4th, with Daniel Morris 5, Evan Imre up to 6th. Excellent effort for him in car 147. Loic Barb 7, Alexander Waldo 8. Oh, Alain Tessier jumps up to 2nd, just a 10th and a half behind René Oosterkamp at the moment, who is screaming down to 130. It is flat through there, and then it's screaming up towards the Casio Triangle, down through the gears once again. Keep the car settled. Again, if you fly over the triangle, that will just make your day very much harder. Again, stays over to the right-hand side, straight lines towards the line. Does he improve? 150.071 is the previous time. Does he improve? He did not. He was actually a couple of tenths slower that time, but that is a lap of Suzuka in the hands of our current pole man.
Yeah, it was. It looked like a pretty good lap. Although he had that moment at the hairpin. I did some laps earlier just to get a feel for what this track and this car is like. It's very fun. I'll give you that. Points of concern and things to watch out for is Degners. If you take too much curb, or if you pretty much touch the curb on the inside at Degner 1, you will die. You will have a spin.
Right. If
you run too wide on the exit of Degner 1, you will get pushed over the curb, and then it becomes very difficult to stop for the second part. The second Degner, don't take too much curb on the inside again. If you go on the outside, and we saw it on the lap, you get the curb is slightly raised. And we've seen this a few times in real life where the car bottoms out and you skate along the curb, which happens here. It's not quite as profound as we saw as on Abu Dhabi in real life, but we saw it. But it's that kind of effect where you can't turn. You are just a passenger until you get off the curb. If you go even further than that, you get an incident point. Very easy to do. But you can do that and run that little wide and glide on the curb. It doesn't lose you any time, but you may get floor damage from it. So you're probably going to want to avoid that. The hairpin is also a bit tricky to get slowed down for. It's very easy to lose traction on, which we saw with René on his lap. And the final hard part is the triangle at the end. The right hand is okay, but the left hander, oh boy, that curb is vicious.
Yeah, we saw a few people not enjoying the curbs at the just before the Wall of Champions in Canada last week. As Rennie Osterkamp now in the 149s, 149.833 up top. So once again, Rennie Osterkamp proving he is the name to beat. Alain Tessier still in second. Closest man, of course, he's just shy of 4/10 behind now. So yeah, quite a gap even for him. We saw Josh Thompson having a bit of a moment out at the Degners, exactly at the point that Stevie was explaining. That's a real trouble spot. That was where he was either just doing donuts to just blow off some steam, or he was having trouble getting back going again. But yeah, real shake-up going on in the top 10.
Absolutely, and for reference, they have 2 practice sessions. Not mandatory. They are hosted by AOR, and you can go and do them if you are in part of the league and you want to do them on Thursday night. They do 2-hour sessions, and Rennie Osterkamp topped both of them. So a little bit of a point to be set, considering he's also nearly 4/10 clear here. But this is a real driver's circuit. If you get into a groove here, it's very, very advantageous.
This is going to be a real test for our drivers. Very different circuit to Canada last week, of course. So it's going to be a case of who's got the best kind of setup, who's got the best balance, and who can do the best with the package they've got. Phil Reed, the only man not to set a time, as he's now screaming towards 130R. What can he put on the board? I still find it absolutely... well held in the Team AOR Orange Car 44. I still find it amazing that Phil is such an amazingly quick driver, and he's on a pad, is he not?
He is. He's always on a pad. He's also feeling a little under the weather this week. So there's his racing driver excuse, and as he moves up to 8th. But yeah, he races exclusively on an Xbox 360 controller with a slightly wonky steering stick.
He clearly needs the handicaps. Wow, look at that. The top 8 just outside of a second from Rennie Osterkamp. And that is actually everybody qualifying is done. That was quick, and that is how the grid then stands. Osterkamp 1, Tessier 2, Thompson 3, Sadler 4, Larson 5, Robertson 6, Ryan 7, Phil Reed 8, Sorokin 9, and Barb round out our top 10. Morris and Martinson 11, 12, Waldo, Imre, Butala, Lindstrom, Dove, Suominen, Pierce, Human, Domino, Toffs, and Newell round out our complete grid.
I'm very excited for this. I'll be interested to know what setups people are running. We don't get to see that, unfortunately, but from what I was told, this track is way better if you can run it on a higher downforce setup, because you get all the grip and it's just far more fun. And the lap time is arguably better. Now you can't overtake anybody.
Now, we talked about downforce last week, didn't we, at Canada, where it was generally a high downforce was optimum at Canada. Was that? Have I remembered that right?
Yes. From what I've been told here, you want to run not as little as possible, but you don't want to be running excessive amounts, because it's all right. You can lap very well in the first half of the circuit, but once you get out of Degner 2, you're kind of in trouble. Because after the hairpin, it's not all flat out, because you've obviously got Spoon and the triangle, but there's a lot of high speed there that you can't ignore.
We're just waiting for, it's actually Phil Reed, the last man to get onto grid, and then there's a standing start, which slightly caught me out last week. In Canada, I'm used to a rolling start. Although we accidentally had a rolling start at Canada last week.
Yes.
But clearly a standing start this time, so let us see then how our amazing drivers do this time around. As I say, we're just waiting for Phil Reed to grid up, which he now has. And there's the counter in the top. We should be getting underway. Wait for it. Well, of course, we don't see the lights from spectator standpoint, sadly. You can hear them revving. And away we go. It is the 40-minute race now underway. A decent start then from Osterkamp. He does what he can to fend off. That is Tessier on the inside on. There goes it's Thompson challenging for that second position. We can actually run on the gearbox with Osterkamp's a decent looking camera backwards. Now side by side for Thompson, and he's gone on the inside coming through the S's. What a great move from Josh Thompson to take that second position. And straight away, actually, Sadler is getting involved in that battle as well. So Tessie, oh no, Sadler's off. Well, that's the first victim of the race. He's managed to keep it out of the wall, but that's dropped him right the way to the back of the field. So Thompson and Osterkamp now broken away. Tessier is in third. Kimi Larson is side by side with John Robertson, and Connor Ryan's in there as well. So, lots of wriggling going on, as you can imagine. It looks like someone spun. I think it's Domino. I think it's Nick Domino. It is coming through the second Degner. Nicholas Domino is facing the wrong way. Wow. Jacob Toss, I think, has had a bit of a battle as well. Most of the field seems to have got away scot-free. Josh Thompson now chases Rennie Osterkamp.
That was an incredibly clean start, to be fair. We all made it through turn one, absolutely fine, no contact. Sadler, which we saw, was the first casualty, but he carried on going, as does Toss, as does Domino. Domino's going quite slowly, so maybe he's in trouble. I will check.
Connor Ryan that's a shame for Nick Domino. Connor Ryan putting the challenge on Phil Reed, who's already up to sixth position. Just look at the train behind. Look at this. That's Connor Ryan. We get on the roll bar him as he has a look on the inside of the Casio triangle. And look, just ahead of them. That's Robertson. No!
Robertson spun.
I can't get his name. He keeps moving. Come here. There he is. He's right the way down there. That's 16. That looks like Saradov coming through. He's just about ready to cut off Saradov. No, he's probably going to lose that position as well. That's how easy it is. Wow.
And look, I just went back and watched. That was not contact between himself and Kimi Larson there. The momentum change of the right and then straight into the left, it just looped the car. He'd already started to slide before he turned left.
Oh no. Tragedy then for several of our drivers. Actually, where is Nick? He's that's not a happy car. Very, very crab-like car for Nicholas Domino. A great shame for him. Phil Reed now up to fifth, and he's got Kimi Larson in his sight, just 8/10 behind. So we'll see how well the car number 99 can fend off the challenge. But looking up top, Josh Thompson, 1.5 seconds behind Rennie Osterkamp at the moment. So Rennie not able to romp off into the distance just yet. There you see Alain Tessier, and then just behind him you've got this train, Larson, Reed, Ryan, Sirotkin and Martinson actually, who's had a pretty good start as well. The Norwegian now up to 8th position with that pack right ahead of him. His teammate Evan Imre right behind with Loic Barb in hot pursuit. So as you'd imagine this early in the race, lots of fighting going on, but I'm keeping a close eye on that gap up top to see how, if Osterkamp's able to break away from Thompson or whether Josh is able to close that one down. But a lot of battling going on.
Absolutely, it's what we want to see as well. The good news for Rene is on that first lap he managed to get that. He's well out of the slipstream range of Thompson, so if Thompson's going to catch him, he's got to do it on his own merit. He's got to do it on his own speed. He can't just rely on the slipstream that you could at Canada.
Absolutely. Right, should be able to bring this up. So I didn't mean to do that. Apologies there. So, look at that. Suominen that's gone on the inside of Saradov to come back up into 17th position following a spin for him. What's going on further up front? That's Alexander Waldo and Erka Lindström battling for 12th, and up front as well. No, I thought these guys were battling already, but no, they aren't. But Connor Ryan, look at that. That's very close to Phil Reed. There was less than 2/10 of 1 point. So Connor Ryan doing okay. He's up 1 position from his original start. Phil Reed up 3 positions from where he originally began. There's Kimi Larson just going out of the shot. Does look like Rennie Osterkamp is beginning to stretch his legs up front, but nevertheless, lots to be looking for. There is Alexis Sirotkin. That is what's happened to Tessier? Oh dear, spin at Degner too. Exactly as Stevie was explaining, the Degners are just danger zones for these cars. Alain Tessier as front row starter, now down to 11th. Is he going to be able to fend off Lindström? Just about. Car number 878, the Frenchman is in all kinds of trouble, got lots of pressure there. And Sirotkin is in trouble. He's lost a position to Knut Martinson. He's got Evan Imre for company as well. So just about able to fend those off, slotting back in position. Kimi Larson is off as well. That's the position of Phil Reed. Phil Reed's now up to 3rd. Great start then for car 44.
This track, it's a great track. The drivers love it, but we say a street track is difficult because of how easy it is to make a mistake and you're off. This track is unrelenting. There are a few spaces where you can get away with making a mistake, but it will not let you. And you cannot be underappreciating of the challenge that this track presents. And then Kimi Larson, who's running exceptionally well this week, he's coming back to attack the lead at the minute. He's going on the inside into the triangle. Is he going to get this? I think this is going to be interesting if he can, and he has. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff.
Tessier's in the pits then, so he didn't come. Whoa, what a move by Phil Reed. Under slipstream did Kimi Larson take that position before, and Phil Reed has timed that counter-attack perfectly well. And Tessier, Tessier now down to 20th because of his pit stop. I think, have we lost Hoyman and Newell and Domino as well? Have we lost those three?
Yes, I think we have.
What a shame, great shame for them.
I will just check. No, Hoyman is gone. Newell has also gone.
Hoyman's back underway again. He's just popped back up on my list here. Phil Reed is beginning to stretch his legs. And look at that, Kimi Larson under all kinds of pressure from Conor Ryan. Is the 43 going to have a look at the inside of the hairpin? He had a look, but that door just got closed in time. There is Martinson, followed by Sorokin. Emre's in there as well. He's bringing Barb and Morris with him. Erka Lindstrom not too far behind with Alexander Walder. My God, that is third right the way down to 14th rather, all within a second.
Yeah, it's incredibly close, that gap. But we've seen quite a few of these oh God, who is that? That's just it's like Bob. Bob, he's round, he's dropped it on the exit of Spoon. It's incredibly easy to do. The curb can unsettle you, and if you run too wide on the AstroTurf, there's less grip. These cars generate a lot of downforce, but that doesn't mean they won't let go eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. Rene Ossenkamp now 2.3 ahead of Josh Thompson up front, and is just gone. He's lapping a good half a second per lap quicker than anybody else. Phil Reed in third position at the front. Look at that! That's a huge, great train. Absolutely fantastic. As every bit of excitement you can hear in my voice is down to this. Nothing entirely surprising. Kimi Larson still putting that pressure on Phil Reed then. There's Conor Ryan. Martinson now up to 6th position. He's gained 6 from his original starting position. Sorokin trying to do something about it. There is the AOR Yellow 147, Evan Imre. That's a decent effort for him. Started 14th, up 6 positions at 8th now. The next pair is Daniel Morris and Erka Lindstrom. So decent effort for them as well. Then the next pair is Robertson and Robertson, try that again. Robertson, Waldo, and then Butelaar right behind them. Sarah Dove actually has Alex Sadler for company. So Sadler has had a terrible run. Starting in 4th, he's lost 11 positions so far. Now finds himself right behind Sarah Dove for 14th position, but it's difficult to know where to look. Finally, we have a gap that's greater than the second in that top pack. Canoe Martinson falling a bit off the back of Conor Ryan, but Conor now can focus on the 2 ahead as Kimi Larson, it's a little slow coming through Spoon. Now along the old start finish straight is slipstream. We saw how effective it was last week. We saw how well Kimi Larson put it to use only a few laps ago against Phil Reed. Here we go then, coming through 130R, but Kimi Larson's not going to be close enough for that.
Behind him, you've got Sorokin and Martinson side by side. Martinson holding it off Sorokin again into this triangle. Martinson has not quite got the pace at the minute, but that might just be because he's defending so hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And bearing in mind that, of course, we mentioned the track temperatures earlier are very, very high. Daniel Morris has brought his car into the pits. What's happened with Larson? Larson side by side with Phil Reed coming into the first turn, but not able to get that move done. Of course, the more they fight, the more they'll slow each other down. Erka Lindstrom on the outside of John Robertson coming through the first turn. Nicely done then to move up another place. And him and John Robertson doing what they can in that particular battle. Waldo right with them. It is going on all over the place. Fantastic.
It really is. It's and you look at the gap that Rene Osterkamp and Josh Thompson have got off the rest of the field. They've already got 8 seconds. Well, the gap between Thompson and Reed, 8 seconds. They've only been racing for 6 laps. Oh no, that's at a moment. David Butelaar.
Oh,
and he's lost his nose. Oh, and Sarah Dove's had an issue, I think, at the Degner as well.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Degner 2 claiming another victim in the form of David Butelar.
But Saradov, it was Degner 1. She did the thing I mentioned earlier. You touch that inside curb, you are round. It will not let you. These cars will not take it.
Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, wow. She caught that first apex very hard. Lovely pirouette. Very nice.
It's very satisfying. It's very slow, though. And
Yes.
your car doesn't like it very much. But it looks great.
Oh, Sorokin keeping Martinson true as they now come into 130R. Once again, the slipstream playing its part. And again, Martinson parking his car in the middle of the track to keep that charging car 87 at bay. Here we go again on the start-finish straight. What can Sorokin do in the slipstream once again? You can see how quickly he gains. He's going to jump to the outside. Is he going to get the move done before they get to the braking zone? It does look like it. And round he goes. Kanu Matsu knew that one was done. And through up into 6th position goes car 87. That is Sorokin. That is completed that move. He's got 1.6 to gain to get to Conor Ryan, who's fallen a little bit off the battle between Kimi Larson and Phil Reed. Yeah, 8.5 seconds from second to third. That's quite a gap, but anything can happen. We've seen how quickly the fortunes change of these. Let's face it, all of these drivers are very, very good. And, you find that Alain Tessier, for instance, is down in 18th, having been through the pits himself. Butelar has made it back to the pits, so he's going to be in there a while.
Yeah, but he should be okay. It should just hopefully be a front nose change, and he should be okay. But we will see how that plays out.
How much time will he lose with that kind of repair?
If it's just a nose, probably not too long. Probably about 10 seconds at most. If he's had to tow back, then he's probably got a few minutes.
No, I think he made it
wheels. Back. If you make it back under your own power, you lose a lot less time.
On board with Conor Ryan, then he's got Kimi Larson in his sights. I was saying that Conor Ryan had fallen off the back of that battle between Phil Reed and Kimi Larson. Now Larson is having to play defensive against the charging Brit. Car number 43, Radicals Online. Conor Ryan is looking to try and get Kimi Larson away. Well, I'm sure he's looking to pass Kimi Larson. The effect for Phil Reed then is he's going to try and capitalise on that to try and sprint away. But he's got a lot of work to do. He's in the slipstream. He's going to make a move. He's not really close enough to do it from there. But Conor Ryan positioning himself very nicely to make a move. Erka Lindstrom is side by side with John Robertson, but doesn't get the move done quite yet. Alexander Waldo is there in case it all comes to grief. Oh, again, still, even at this point, we're nearly, we're already approaching halfway in the race, and there's battling going on everywhere. It's difficult to know where to look, and that's what I love about the commentary box. Oh, we've lost Butelar. That's a shame. He's with us in chat. A great shame for him. Too much damage. Exactly what we were just talking about there. So it wasn't just a nose cone. He did hit the wall rather hard. So a shame we lose another from this race.
No, but that's the bonus of this series, is you've got another chance in about 35 minutes.
Indeed. The sprint race, of course.
Yes. The something else that was mentioned earlier of...
Tofts is off. Sorry, Stevie. Oh no, something's happened to Tofts. What has happened to you? Let's catch up with. I saw him descend through the order, and he looked like he was struggling to get going again. Let's just see what's happened to him. This is him coming through the S's. It looks like the exit of the S's has gone wrong for the SimSport News Racing car. What's happened here? Oh yeah, there he goes. He got unsettled on the grass. He didn't hit anything, but he got out of the way, so he didn't disturb anybody else's race. So Jacob Tofts carries on without incident, but Phil Reed and Kimi Larson again, and through goes the Swede again. But this is what happened before, and now Phil Reed is going to try and get... Oh, he's already got side by side. Goodness me! He did not hang around at all. Car 44 now on the inside of 99 as they're streaming on down towards the first turn. Phil Reed going to have the inside line. Can he get the move done? He's just nosed ahead and back up into third. There goes Larson. Oh, wow. And that is exactly what I was talking about. Just in the blink of an eye, it all changes. And that's Larson down to 7th. He's back on track. But wow, that was a big moment then for the Super Swede.
Yeah, massive. But the other big moment, whilst all that was going on, was Josh Thompson has pitted from second place. He's come out in 13th place. They have to serve a mandatory stop and take tyres. They have to do that. Everybody has to do that. And it is checked and it is monitored. But it means Josh Thompson has pitted from relatively clear air and has now jumped ship, and it will be very interesting to see if Rene does the same to cover it.
Now, Josh has got an interesting situation there because he's right with Sarah Dove on fresh tyres. You can imagine that he might be able to make the pass relatively easily as he's lagging a little bit. Then there's nearly 10 seconds between Sarah Dove and anybody else. So Josh Thompson could find himself in quite a big handful of clean air. Where is Osterkamp? He's heading up to 130 yards. It's going to be a little while before he gets to a passing position. And, well, there we go. I think Sarah Dove actually got out of the way. So didn't want to hold Josh up. You know who you're realistically fighting, and she didn't fancy that particular battle. Up front then, Connor Ryan.
She's hoping Josh is going to pull her along towards a another fight.
That's just as we cut back to Josh Thompson, Sarah Dove. Sarah wandered a little bit too wide coming through Spoon, but manages to keep that one on the road. She could, exactly as you say, Stevie, try and hang on to the slipstream.
We've got John Roberts and Kimmy Larson. Oh, that was close. John Robertson looked like a little love tap, but it's fixed it. Oh no! It's Emmett. He's backwards in the pit lane.
No! We saw that. It's actually just jumping to John Robertson and found a car facing the wrong way in the pit lane entrance. What on earth happened to Evan Imre? We're just watching him now. He's come through.
He was already sideways as he went around the corner, and he's ended up in the pit lane. I don't know whether he was aiming for the pit lane. He went in it eventually, but I've never seen that. I've never seen that here.
Oh dear, that's not gone well for car 147. But like you say, he used the opportunity to get back into the pits at that point. So Kimi Larson then has completed his pit stop, where Evan Imre is back going again. So he's back out in 17th position. What's going on with Phil Reed? He's under a fair bit of pressure then from Connor Ryan. Oh, Waldo's in the wall. What's happened to Alexander Waldo? Let's try and catch up with what happened to him. That's at the Degners again. So
looks like Degner.
Just watching him come through Degner 1. It looked like he got tad squirrely on the exit of that. And yep, there we go. Another victim. Oh, ouch! Very heavy damage then on car number 4, the second super speed. Ooh, that's gonna sting.
I want to see. We're just rewatching it because I want to see if he got caught on that curb and just couldn't turn. And then when he could, yep, he did the same thing. Exactly the same thing. The car got planked out and bottomed out over that curb. Then the rears weren't level. The car wasn't straight. So when the wheel came down, it just lit them up and spun him off.
Jacob Toft's being passing. Daniel Morris. They're in the battle for 14th place. As that battle continues. Okay, Lindstrom, a couple of seconds off the back of Alex Sadler now, so he finds himself in a bit of clean air. There is Sadler on the back of John Robertson. That's a potential battle for 6th place. Rene Osterkamp's not come in, interestingly. He's continuing to set the lap times. He's continuing to just kind of mind his own business out front, really.
He's clearly not interested in responding to Josh, and I don't see why he would, because he's definitely got clear air in front of him.
Oh, Daniel Morris, what's happened to you? We find you with no... Oh, ouch! And that was a big hit from... Unfortunately, we didn't see who that was. A huge crack in the face there as he's coming down to 130R, and that's pretty much the end of his day. Oh, ouch! That was a rather unsportsmanlike. There may be a few words said about that one at the end of the race.
He had an incident with Jacob Tofts.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it looked like Jacob moved. Oh no! Oh yeah! Oh, it was netcode. It was netcode.
Oh, but what's the incident limit on this race? I forgot to check beforehand.
It is. Oh, wait a minute. I'll tell you. I'll find out. 17.
17. Okay, because Tofts has got to be careful because he's running at 14 at the moment.
I will check.
Up front, Rene Osterkamp has 0.
That's impressive, but that's kind of the thing of getting into a rhythm around here, though. Is if you can get into it, it's just so easy to just follow the flow of the track.
Sadler is now on the back of Robertson. This is a battle for 6th position. Our top 8 yet to come in. Josh Thompson, the lead car that's been through the pits. He is closing in on the back of Erka Lindstrom, lap by lap, and that is Sadler in. Oh, and that was close to the pit wall. So Alex Sadler, car 21, comes in from 7th. Canoe Martinson is in from 5th position in car 20. A decent run for him. There is car 116. That's Jacob Tofts, who's been in the pits a while and could well be there for a while. And there is the damage to car we saw earlier of Daniel Morris. And that, I suspect, I wouldn't be surprised if that one doesn't reappear. And that's Canoe Martinson back underway pretty quickly. Where will he reappear? Let's just follow him out. Sadler is going as well. So that's Suominen coming through. That's car 25. That is Jukka Suominen. So that's 10th position for Canoe. Not a bad effort at all.
Now, I'm just having a look. We've got quite a few drivers recovering from incidents. We have Alan Tessier, who started 2nd and is currently running around in 15th place. Who had that relatively early pit stop. He's just passed his teammate for that position. We've got Alex Sadler, who had that spin on lap 1. We had John Roberts, who's had an adventure of his own with a Kimi Larson. All these drivers that are very quick, but they've had either an instant or they've made a mistake on their own, and they're just having to pay the price and catch up.
Oh, Robertson very, very wide. Coming through Spoon. That's going to be potentially a 2 incident point on that one. He was a long way off track. He's only got 5 on the board, so
the leader is in.
René Osterkamp then from a comfortable lead, car 29. Where will he reappear? Josh Thompson is 33 seconds behind him, so this is going to be, I don't know what the overall pit lane loss is. From what I'm seeing, it's around 31 or 32 seconds. Ooh, could be quite close then. Phil Reed takes over the lead of the race. He's dragging Connor Ryan with him, only 2.3 behind those two. And Sorokin and Robertson have come in as well. Osterkamp.
And Instruments as well. I was just about to say, if these guys pit, if René pits and none of those behind him do, or if René comes out and Josh is behind him once again.
Couple of seconds.
Not really a surprise, but the battle resumes.
Battle does indeed resume. Oh, as Josh is having a few lag moments there. That's what's causing him to disappear. There's Erka Lindstrom that's come in. Out comes John Robertson. You can see at the bottom of the shot there. He's going to reappear. Oh, he's going to have a couple of cars right with him. Oh, that gap was not as close as I thought it was, actually. Lindstrom, he's going to come behind that battle with Larson and Sadler, so he will come out in 12th position. Canoe Martinson and Jukka Suominen. That was when Canoe came out of the pits. Jukka yet to pit along with Sarah Dove. Jordan Pierce hasn't pitted, but he's down in 14th at the moment, so his race hasn't gone particularly well. And Reed and Connor Ryan up front, they've yet to grace the pit lane. Where is Phil Reed? He is coming down the old start from the straight, so we'll see if he comes in this time. As we have got just over 16 minutes remaining of this feature race. Wow, this one's flown, but oh, Phil, don't touch the grass, that's not going to help you. Through 130R.
Phil with all of the interesting tactic.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of throwing up a smoke screen. And oh!
He nearly did what Evan did!
Yeah!
He nearly did, but whether Phil was aiming to pit there and the save meant he stayed out, I'm not sure.
That's what I reckon he did. Because I think he was actually trying to follow the line of the curve, follow the line of the apex. He had to save it and pull out. So, yeah, that's another lap that Phil Reed, I don't think he was meant to do. Canoe Martinson on the back of Suominen now on the nose of car 20. He's got the pace to do it. He's got the slipstream. He's gone on the outside. He's going to have the inside for the first one. And wow, that was not a moment lost for the team AOR yellow car 20. There is Suominen coming into the pits now. So he didn't have to get the move done, but that didn't cost him any time getting it done. But right there is John Robertson. Sadler is on the back of Larson now. Sadler's not got the pace on Kimi Larson just yet. He's gaining. Is he going to have a look? Oh, this could be interesting coming into turn 1. Can he get that one done? And he did. I think Kimi spin, or he must have just let him go.
I think it was to keep control of the car. Kimi just opened the steering up a little bit and just ran off a little bit more to the left over the curb at turn 1, just to make sure he didn't have an incident like he did earlier. And was just about to lose that second. Oh no, who's that? It's Sorokin, I think.
It's Robertson, John Robertson.
Oh, and Sorokin is having an incident. He's side backwards at second Degner.
Oh, just as I started the replay off with John Robertson, then his teammates had a problem as well. So what happened to Robertson?
Oh, and Martinson's backwards.
Oh my goodness me! I can't keep up with all of them. Let's try and catch up with let's see what's happened to Knut Martinson then. Where are we? Second Degner. There is Sorokin. So Martinson's tried to avoid Sorokin and just dropped it on the gravel. So I'm not really surprised. Sorokin's parked that one on the inside of the second Degner. And then Martinson gets going. He's now down in 11th. Oh my goodness! It all happened very quickly. And Connor Ryan's in, but Phil Reed has opted to continue.
Oh wow! I clicked on Sorokin because I thought it was him, but it wasn't. But I saw him, and he was backwards at the second Degner. Turns out he dropped it at this first Degner, and then had just the weirdest and wildest adventure.
So you commentated Kirsten without words. Nice. Yeah.
I clicked on him, and that was it. He was kind of looked at it, thought, that's a weird way of looking at Degner. And in the background, I could see Knut backwards. It's what I said. This track is unforgiving. You cannot let it have you.
That's going to make the sprint race very interesting. Oh, that is going to be fun. Oh, what's happened to Suominen? Have we lost Suominen?
No, he's just pitted, I think.
Oh, yeah, he's no, he just went. I just lost him from the radar for a little bit. No, he's still going. So Jordan Pierce, I think, was the last one. Oh no, Sarah Dove and Phil Reed are the only two that haven't pitted, but Jordan Pierce is in. Phil Reed continues to lead very much on his own now, 13 and a half, or 12 and a half rather, ahead of René Oskamp, who is closing in pretty quickly. Those tyres on Phil Reed's car are probably not best pleased, but on he goes. I would imagine he'll be in the pits pretty soon. Well, he's got another 12 and a half minutes to get it done, otherwise he'll be disqualified.
Yeah, I think somewhere along the line, Mr. Thompson, who was our closest challenger, has had made a bit of a mistake. Because he not last lap 4, he did a lap that was a 1:55, which is not quick.
No.
Somewhere along the line, he's had a mistake.
Was he caught up in the whole Sorokin dancing going on?
He would have been ahead of that. Just having a look at the chat in Simulator, Sorokin said that he got a black screen in his Oculus Rift, which would have been, if that happened through Degner 1, that's not surprising that he crashed. So I didn't curse him. It was a technical issue. There you go.
Evan Imre on the back of John Robertson then. They've come through 130R. Here we go again, the slipstream. Bringing in car 147. He's forced to go to the outside towards the Casio Triangle. He's backed out of that. Knut Martinson, the second AOR yellow car, is coming in, but Robertson's very slow on the exit of the Casio Triangle. Then there goes Evan Imre. He's jumped out. He's going to have to go around the long way coming into the first turn, but he's not got the pace. Already Robertson is back up to speed. And Evan Imre is going to have to slot back into place. And there is Martinson that's looking to pick up the pieces as well. So that's a strong battle for 9th place. And interesting, Phil Reed is still not pitted. He's going a long way before he decides to bring it in. Sarah Dove as well, up to 4th now. She has to come in as well, so she won't stay there for too much longer, I'd have thought. Interesting that Phil Reed's gone on so long.
Yeah, it's clearly enjoying the free air and not having anybody too close to behind him, because he led that massive pack early on, so maybe he's just enjoying the free time.
On board with Knut Martinson then, as he looks at the back of his teammate that is challenging John Robertson. Robertson already going for a spin as we saw earlier on, but on they continue then. They come through the hairpin then, through turn 12, streaming towards Spoon. And Evan Imre really staying very tucked underneath the rear wing of John Robertson. And Knut very wide coming through Spoon. And his Phil Reed is in. So finally Phil Reed brings in car number 44, hands the lead back over to René Osterkamp. That was pretty inevitable. Let's jump back up to this three-way battle going on. And there's Everin having a look. He's gaining on John Robertson. There's the slipstream again. And again, he's backed out of that. He didn't fancy trying to muscle his way through on the Casio Triangle. He wants to get a run on the... He wants to get a run through the Casio Triangle. And again, Robertson does not have a very settled car as he comes through. We saw the tail just twitch on Robertson's car. Here comes Evan Imre again, nearly slamming into the back of car 86. But jumps out just in time. Is going to force him the long way again. He's stayed with it this time, but no. Once again, John Robertson manages to fend off car 147.
That was some very well bit of driving there by Robertson, because that move was all but done for most people. I will say, I was told earlier by Evan Imre that if you have the momentum, you can have any line you like at turn 1 and 2, because you can easily go around the outside of people. Well, apparently not. It depends, there's so many things and so many factors going on with these cars and this grip that they're fighting. We said earlier how hot it is. Grip is at a bit of a premium at the minute.
Yeah, I think as you were explaining for qualifying, I think the best of the grip's gone. And again, Knut Martin taking a bit of a tighter line through the hairpins, going to compromise his exit, coming through turn 12. Evan Imre's falling a little bit off the back of Robertson. Is Evan going to let Knut through? If the the Norwegian proves it a little bit quicker, we will see. Coming through Spoon. And this seems to be where Robertson has had a few grip issues. We saw the tail getting very lively on car 86 previously. Here they come again along the old start finish straight. Slipstream kicking in once again. And you saw how much of the inside line that Robertson felt he needed to go. Now through 130R. And Knut having a look on the outside of his teammate. Evans not letting that position go just yet. He's probably just going to look to drag Knut through. And once again, Robertson just not getting the traction where he needs it. On the exit of the Casio Triangle, stayed glued to the inside. But this time, Evan Imre alongside much earlier. Is he going to get the move done this time? But no, along the straight, Robertson is just able to get enough pace when he needs it to fend off Evan Imre.
I think Robertson might be running a lower downforce setup. I mentioned earlier how setups can be much more effective if the Team AOR yellow cars are running slightly higher downforce. Alright, Robertson's a little bit wriggly, but it pays dividends on those two crucial straights, even though both of them have a corner in, but they're straight.
Yeah, they're flat out, so...
Yes.
so yeah, there's just a slightly bent straight, if anything.
Yes.
Coming through the...
No, I think that is helping Robertson to great avail at the minute.
Wow, bearing in mind that our leader, René Osterkamp, was only a couple of seconds ahead of Thompson post pit stop. It's now 10.3 that separates Osterkamp and Thompson up front. Goodness me. René Osterkamp was tipped to be a favourite here this evening, and that is certainly proving to be true. But that didn't do... Who won our feature race last week? It was Josh Thompson that won it last week, but that didn't do him any favours at all, as it all unravelled very quickly in the sprint race last week, in which Phil Reed came through and won in very good style by keeping his nose out of trouble.
Yeah, and talking to Phil Reed, he's on that stint where he stayed out in front of everybody that around him was paid off massively. He's 9 seconds ahead of Sadler and Larson, as Saradov is now the last one to pit. Well, so he's got a very comfortable third place.
Yep, everyone else that is running has already pitted. Last man on track that's... Morris is gone. Have we only got 14 cars left?
No, Jordan Pierce is still running in 15th. And Sorokin, I know, is gone.
15 cars remain. Evan Imre and Knut Martin have swapped round.
They have indeed. I just saw it at the end of that that straight. They've had a switch round. They are teammates. They both drive for Team AOR Yellow. So maybe it's, we'll switch, you have a go, and if you can't do it, let me back through. And I know they do that tactic because they did it on me a few seasons ago in GTE.
Well, it was unsporting then.
I agree.
Because it was against you. Well, can Canoe Martinson then do anything about car 86? John Robertson ahead. The UI1 PSR car looking to try and stem the flow. He started in 6th. He is down positions but remains in 8th position at the moment, but does have that charging AOR yellow car number 20 now behind. His rearview mirror is just full of yellow at the moment. The next closest battle up towards the front is Larson on the back of Sadler, but that's 1.5 seconds apart, so the Swede not able to put too much pressure on the Radicals Online Brit ahead of him at the moment. But as we've already seen, this race can change around very, very quickly indeed. At the moment, though, keeping an eye on this battle. Now one through 130R, and way too far back. 8/10 separates, actually 8/10 separates nearly all three of these cars. To the blimp, you'll see all three of them roughly equidistant apart. And this will be where Canute will close in a little bit, but not enough to really challenge. That up ahead is not the next car in line. That is car number 90. Oh no, that is Suzuka Lindstrom. Has he had a problem?
Lindstrom. Let's have a look at
no, not particularly. The last lap was 1:52.7. He lost 7/10 on John Robertson. The only reason I think that is because I hadn't seen Urca for quite a while, but it may have just simply been caught by this pack. As Evan Imre is really... Wow, Evan has fallen off the back of this particular battle, unless he's burned the best out of his tyres already. That could well be.
Possibly. Evan pitted 10 laps ago. Robertson pitted 7 laps ago, so it's a 3-lap pressure, but they're not... The tyres don't degrade massively from what I understand, so there shouldn't be that much of an effect.
Oh! What's happened to Josh Thompson? He's now in 3rd.
Oh, that's a great question. I'll go back and
That must have happened a while ago, because I've just sort of looked up... No, that's happened this lap. See if we can figure out what's happened there, because now Phil Reed's gone through to 2nd. Only half a second between, 7/10.
Oh! He had an issue at turn 1.
Oh no!
Turn 2. You know, I noticed this earlier. I can't see it, unfortunately. I can't see the whole thing. But he has dropped it through turn 2.
Oh dear.
So that's not ideal for him. So Phil Reed, who we saw have, I think, 1 attempt at a qualifying lap and got very sideways on it, started in 8th and is now running in 2nd place.
He's got 2 laps to fend off Josh Thompson as well, and Thompson looks slow. He looked really slow coming along. Yeah, 2-minute lap last time around, so he lost a huge amount of time, but he's losing time, I think, against Phil Reed. So Thompson may well have a problem of some description. Canoe Martinson, oh, here he comes. He's in the slipstream. He's got under about 3/10 between himself and Robertson. He's not close enough just yet. There you can see in the distance Urca Lindstrom. So he may well get involved in this battle. Only 2 laps left. Goodness me, he has been battling throughout the field from lights to flag. And just the nature of this track has really shaken up the order. Oh, I would imagine there's going to be quite a few nervous drivers coming to the sprint race after this.
Oh, absolutely. And a mistake for Josh that late on, who dominated the feature race in Canada. Where any mistake, you're in the wall, you're out. He nailed the wall of... Well, he didn't hit the wall of champions, but he nailed that final chicane every single time, no problem last time in the feature race. But on his own, no pressure really. Here, with 3 laps to go, he's had a mistake.
That's the way it can happen, though, but he is trying his best to hang on to the back of Phil Reed, but he's not close enough. He's nowhere near close enough. Look at that, Phil Reed is just pulling away. So unless Josh is nursing a problem, unless it's not going to be fuel, is it? He's not going to be trying to lift and coast or anything like that, is it? No.
He can start with as much fuel as they want. I don't see why he would deliberately underfuel himself.
Unless he's trying to offer a lighter car, but Canoe Martinson doesn't have that trouble here. Is car number 20. Is he going to try and move on the inside of 130R? Here he comes. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Can he get it done on the inside of 130R? Josh Robertson hanging on to the outside is going to put car number 86 on the inside of the Casio Triangle. Side by side, here they come. Can he have the next inside line? And can the Team AOR Yellow get this move done? No! Josh Robertson manages to defend it. Finally! Car 86 gets the traction he's been so desperately needing on the exit of the Casio Triangle. Jumps back up into 8th. Canute just catches a tiny bit of slipstream. It's going to put him on the outside of turn 1. Here he comes again, but no, Robertson's still going to have the inside line. Still, side by side as they come into the S's. Can Canute do anything about it? Can Robertson defend? Oh, and he's done it. Car number 20, Canute Martinson jumps up into 8th. That move started at 130R and ended halfway through the S-curve. What a brilliant move for Canute Martinson.
He really worked for that, and that was great driving from both of them. But I think that confirms what we suspected earlier. You have the lower downforce setup and the higher downforce, and I think comparatively, AOR Yellow are running a little bit more. The fact that Canute could hold it just enough around the outside of turn 1 and 2 to get on the inside for turn 3, and then equally for the outside of 4, that was great. And we saw how close they were. They were side by side coming out of the triangle, and Robertson still managed to be barely ahead going into turn 1.
So your winner then here in Suzuka by a mile, well, nearly 19 seconds, was car 29, CMRC of René Osterkamp. Phil Reed, inheriting second and just running off with it, is going to hang on to it. Car number 44, Team AOR Orange. Phil Reed will take second position. Josh Thompson rounds out the podium 3. Then it's going to be Alex Sadler. Oh, just keeping an eye on the gap. Oh, here comes Robertson again. Slipstream going through 130R. Canute's going to have the inside for the first apex, but can he hold it? Here they come again. I think the line's going to come up too quickly for Robertson to do anything about it. Canute just manages to fend off Robertson to hold on to that 8th position. Nicely done. So Alex Sadler across the line in 4th. Kimi Larson was 5. Connor Ryan 6th. Erka Lindstrom 7. Canute Martinson holds on for 8th position. John Robertson 9. And Evan Imre rounds out the top 10. Oh my goodness me, what an incredible finish. That's Sarah Dove that's crossed the line. Alain Tessier, who was actually finished behind Sarah Dove in the end.
I had to look back because I noticed he was behind his teammate again earlier on. I didn't get a chance to say it because there was so much action going on. But he fell off the road through the S's a few laps ago.
Oh no.
And lost a chunk of time. I was just trying to have a look, actually. How many drivers didn't have an incident of some sort? The leader is one of them. I don't think Phil Reed did either.
It would seem not. He had a pretty clean race, and that has earned him second. But there is your official results. Osterkamp 1, Reed 2, Thompson 3, Sadler 4, Larson 5, Ryan 6. Moving on, Lindstrom 7, Martinson 8, Robertson 9. Imre 10, Barb 11, Dove 12, Tessier 13, Simon 14, Pierce 15, and Sorokin downwards didn't see the checkered flag. So Sorokin, Toffs, Waldo, Morris, Butalar, Human, Newell, and Domino. What a race we have had. What a race we have to come.
Yes, we have a sprint race coming up next, and it's only going to be the top 15 out of the top 20 that get reversed, which means this will be Jordan Pierce starting on the front row alongside Jukka Suominen.
Pierce, where did he come last?
He finished this time. From what I saw, from what I've seen today, he's had a relatively quiet race.
He finished 5th in the sprint race last time out, from finishing 20th in the feature race.
So he's... You know what that means? If I can't remember, let me just check. Oh, I can't see it. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that is 2 pole positions for the sprint race back to back. Because it's usually the top 20 that get reversed.
Now we know his ploy.
So this is it. He's just going for these sprint race wins. Clever.
Well, the sprint race holds less points, so that's not a great tactic in the long term. But
it's not if you want to win a championship, but if you can win a race, you win a race. Still, okay.
Yeah, true. We've had 3 different race winners now in this series. In the 1.5 rounds we've had, Josh Thompson took the first feature race. Phil Reed taking the first sprint race, and now we have just seen René Osterkamp take the top honours this time. So What happens now is we will be back soon with the feature race. It's going to take a little while as the lobby needs to be rehosted, the grid needs to be built, but do bear with us. We'll be back as quickly as we can to get that underway for you soon. So bear with us. We will be back as quickly as we can.
say when there are no words. Feel a song that's never been heard. How do you know when you hear the call? What do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, 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 cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea. Cannonball. What do you do when the mountain is there? How do you answer the challenging dare? And when your back's against the wall, what do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball. 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 It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea. Cannonball. Hey, now cannonball. 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 you say when there are no words? Feel a song that's never been heard. How do you know when you hear the call? What do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, 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 cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball. What do you do when the mountain is there? How do you answer the challenging day? When your back's against the wall, what do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, cannonball, cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move 'em out, let 'em roll, from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball. Hey, now cannonball, 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 cannonball.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters, to the sprint race for this series. Well, what an incredible 40-minute feature race we've had. It is now time for the sprint race to take place. Still on my side, thank you very much to remain with me. He hasn't run off yet, as far as I know, is Stevie SQ.
Hello. We are back for part 2 after that crazy first part with the eventual winner, René Osterkamp. Very dominant victory. I'll be amazed if he can do it again. We've had a few times with this format where someone managed to get both victories, but considering the nature of this track, I think it's going to be quite difficult.
Well, let's see then. I think I just have to reload my overlay as I wasn't getting the information I need, but we will get the grid display. They're in a warm-up session right now, which has a few seconds still to run. So do bear with me whilst I get the information we need, and we'll get the grid up. Now, I accidentally forgot to refresh the skins that they're using, so some of the liveries may have changed from the first race, for which I apologise for that. Just going to bring that back up and try and get my overlay working. What is going on with this? Why is it not popping up? Oh, there we go. It now lives. Right. Then let's get the information I need. We will get the grid displayed. We've got about 3 seconds before they start gridding, so should be enough time to get the information to you lovely people before they off, so to speak. I've got about a minute to do this. Right, let's get that, get that. Right, the grid is going to be as far as Mr. Pierce once again on the on the top spot. Suominen 2, Tessier 3. Bearing in mind, he started second last time around, so it just shows how it unravelled for him. Dove 4, Barb 5, Evan Imre in 6th. Mr. Pitt backwards, no less. Robertson 7, Martinson 8, Lindstrom 9. He's going to take him a while to live that one down, I suspect. Connor Ryan 10, Larson 11, Sadler 12, Thompson 13, Phil Reed 14, and our winner last time out, Osterkamp, starting in 15th position with the rest of the field starting when they finish. Sorokin 16, Tofts, Waldo, Morris, Butelar, Hoyman, Newell, Domino, and joining us this time, he missed the first race, but he will join us this time at the back, is Charlie Summers.
Yes, and here we go.
Right, let's get up to our front guys then, and we are away. I just managed to get back up to the front as we get the race underway good and proper. There is Alain Tessier that's already gone through to second position. Whoa, bit of shoving going on. That's Sarada flying off the road on the outside of the first turn. She will hopefully be able to slot back in without too much trouble. Evan Imre then is now up to 5th position. He's just gone past John Robertson. There's Canute up 1 position already into 7th. That's Erkan Lindstrom. Erkan Lindstrom in trouble possibly. That's a lot of jostling around. That was I think Thompson that had to rather get out of that one. There goes Lindstrom again on the outside of Rene Ost. Oh no, there is Rene Osterkamp minding his own business. Up a couple of positions already. Looks like most people have made it through. Wow, Charlie Summers already up to 16th, and there he is in car 350. Going around the outside of the second Degner from 24th to 16th. Lovely start for him.
Absolutely. We did have one small casualty. We had Conor Ryan, who looked like he dropped it through Dunlop. He's carried on, didn't hit anybody, he just fell off the road a little bit. But that was a very clean start for what can be chaotic in these sprint races. We've got Alain Tessier, who's already up 1 position past Suominen into 2nd place.
Indeed, and is trying to get away from Suominen. Bearing in mind how well Tessier started last time around, you would rather expect him to do well this time around. There goes Barb on the inside of Suominen, coming up to 130R. Is the 862 Mercedes liveried car going to get through? Wow, that was elbows out as Suominen loses quite a few positions in that exchange. We get to the chopper cam. That's how close it is. Goodness me, that is Canoe Munson right behind him. Oh, what was that?
It's Waldo and Summers have had a collision. It looks like they're both carrying on.
No.
But they had a bump at the first part of the triangle. They went side by side through 130R.
Waldo's in.
That's
unfortunate. Dear. Very unfortunate for Alexander Waldo. Tessier is up into the lead. Rather expected, considering where he started last time around, and this time. Canoe Martinson. Phil Reed is up to 10th. There he is. Rene Osterkamp right behind Canute as well. So incredible again. That's how close the field still is. So no major gaps forming as yet, as you would expect. Let's get back down trackside. There goes Rene Osterkamp on the inside of Canoe Martinson for 11th.
Wow, that's I could have gone so badly wrong.
I was expecting it to go wrong.
Try that. That was very bold.
Robertson. That's Sadler that's gone through. Robertson lost that position. Suominen and Josh Thompson swapping places as well. Car 49 up into 7th place. And what's going on with Pierce? He is under a lot of pressure from Evan Imre. Started 6th, now up to 3rd. With Loic Barb in hot pursuit as well. Sarah Dove's lost a spot to Phil Reed as he presses on now up to 9th place. There is Rene Osterkamp. No matter which camera we look at, he doesn't seem to be far behind. Look at this gaggle of cars here. That is going to be very close. That is Kimi Larson alongside Canoe Martinson. And Lindstrom and Sorokin side by side. And just behind them.
No! Martinson and then Kimi Larson touch. They're both off through 130R. They tried to go side by side, but it's not quite worked.
Let's have a quick look at that. And oh no! Larson came across. I think it was the nose of Martinson. Martinson hit the wall very, very hard. And that could spell the end of the race for Canoe Martinson. Or at least will make his day considerably longer. What's Alex Sadler? I will keep doing this every race. Alex Sadler has just got past Loic Barb for 4th, so he's also a man on the move. Started 12th, up to 4th position, so he's having an absolute stormer. Now up to 4th position, putting pressure on Jordan Pierce for 3rd. Evan Imre's already gone up into 2nd. We missed that particular move. Wow, look at that. That's Pierce and Sadler. Sadler's really not wasting any time here. He's now going to... Oh, I thought he was going to try and switch on the inside of the second Degner, but didn't come up. Oh, no! Connor Ryan! What's happened to you? Huge issue there. Let's catch up with car 43. What's happened to him? He's come through. That's through the S's. Oh, no! Just got on the grass and huge impact there. I didn't quite see who that was with, and then he's collected. Again, I missed who that was that he collected as well. Oh dear, oh dear. Did rather think
big racing up front, by the way. We've just got Alex Sadler just got past Jordan Pierce at the hairpin. Josh Thompson has just got past Loic Barb at Spoon. So now those two are up to 3rd and 4th respectively. John Robertson is right behind, or passing, I should say, Loic Barb as well into 130R. And Phil Reed's right as well.
Oh, Phil Reed. That was a clenching moment for you, sir. Randy Osterkamp must have had trouble as well, because he was right by Phil Reed and he didn't manage to make a pass. So, oh wow, that's Phil Reed getting very squiggly on the exit of the Casio Triangle. Wow, yep, exactly as we thought. Lots of racing going on, but that's Sadler on Thompson for 3rd. Car 21's just managed to nose ahead. He's got the inside for the first turn and threw up another place than Alex Sadler on Josh Thompson. Oops, a little bit wide on the exit of the first turn, but will carry on regardless. Then Josh Thompson then trying to get that position back from Sadler. John Robertson, Loic Barb, there's Jordan Pierce, our pole sitter, is now down in 7th position. Jukka Suominen is right there trying to put the pressure on. Then it's Sarah Dove, Phil Reed, we just saw that big moment. There's our feature race winner, Rene Osterkamp, right under the rear wing of the team AOR Orange 44. Now coming through the second Degner's Rene Osterkamp, rather just biding his time, I feel, before making a big move. Then second back is Sorokin, who's got Lindstrom and Butelaar and Morris for company. Charlie Summers, who was charging well, is now back down into 16th position. But there he is, undamaged we think. And then it is those that have had a tangle of some description. Tofts, Martinson, Ryan, Waldo, Domino again. And Kimmy Larson is in the pits, probably done. Neil.
Oh no! Thompson and Sadler have had contact, I think. Oh, and Sadler's in the middle of the road. That's not good. That's Pierce involved. That's a few car collision right there.
Oh no! We're looking at Sadler now as a 49. That's who's 49?
Oh, it's so unfortunate. So Thompson got passed on the entry to Spoon and then dropped it.
Oh, huge incident there. That's 198. That is Jordan Pierce that was just wrong place, wrong time for that. Oh my goodness. So Alan Tessier continues to lead up front. Now Robertson up to 3rd with Loic Barb in very hot pursuit. We did think it was going to be very chaotic, and it's not proving us wrong. What's happened to Summers? Once again, so just come spotted Summers a little bit. Oh, he's gone side by side with car 7. That's or 07 rather, and that's Butelaar, and just dropped it on the Casio Triangle. Oh, and then spun his wheels trying to get going again. So that's a shame. Summers getting going and then undoing it for himself, unfortunately. There.
It's unfortunately, like we saw last week in Canada, a lot of the carnage that can sometimes happen with these sprint race reverse grids is usually happens on lap 1, but they made it pretty far without these big incidents, and it was so unfortunate for Thompson because he got that move done. And then
Suominen now. Sorry, Stevie, to cut you off. There's Suominen now in trouble. What's happened to him? We just caught him being stationary. He's coming out of the S's now. It was going to be trouble in the Degners again, isn't it? Let's see, through Degner 2. Yep, that was rather on his own. I think he just gave it too many beans too quickly, and the rears were not ready for that. So trouble then for Jukka Suominen down in 13th now. Loic Barb still on the back of John Robertson. Now the field finally beginning to spread out. Phil Reed and Rene Osterkamp have swapped around. First and second runners from the last race in those positions respectively, 5th and 6th. Then it is Sorokin, Dove and Lindstrom in that battle. Car 98, Erka Lindstrom looking to try and demote Sarah Dove from 8th place. Then one through 130R. Is they going to change it to the Casio Triangle? Bit of a lock-up there for Sarah Dove, but she manages to keep that one going. Bit of a switchback for 98. Not quite. Erka Lindstrom looking to make the move then, coming towards the first turn. Jumps out of the slipstream. Can he get that one done? Wow, Sarah Dove staying very much to the inside. But can she defend that one coming into the first turn? She does indeed. So she remains in 8th position. And not too far behind them is 07 David Butelaar. He is still going. Martinson and Summers have swapped position. Charlie Summers in trying again. Oh, that's not a happy rear wing on Knut Martinson. As we know, he was one of the quite a numerous number of cars that have had an incident. Knut's actually the only one of our incident-ridden cars that hasn't pitted. So that's an interesting one. Opted to continue. But jumping back up towards the sharper end, battle for 3rd continues. John Robertson and Loic Barb. Alan Tessier leads by 4.5 seconds. Evan Imre is 3.5 seconds ahead of Robertson, well, ahead of this particular battle. So if it carries on like this, Rene Osterkamp's 3.5 seconds behind this pair. So Evan Imre could be on for a decent points-paying position.
He really could. He could be on for at least the top 5 here, depending on who else comes through without incident. I think Tessier is going to be tough to catch with the gap he's already got, and we know he's quick. He got front row start in the feature race when it matters in qualifying. Didn't quite come together for him in the race, but now he's got clear air. He's got no pressure from behind. I think he's going to be tough to catch, but you never know.
With the issues we've seen already, anything is possible. Keeping an eye on this 3-way battle as well. So Sarah Dove, Lindstrom and Butelaar. Sorokin has what's happened with Phil Reed? Oh, that's not how you do the Casio Triangle. What happened to you? Let's have a look at what happened to 44. He's coming down towards 130R. All seems well at the moment. He's already had an incident at 130R. He just outbreak. Oh! That was a weird issue. He just
it looked like he just turned into the wall.
Yeah, like a suspension failure of sorts, but very strange incident for Phil Reed, but that's given himself quite substantial damage. I don't think he's going to be repeating his win from last week in the sprint race, but he finds himself right in the middle of that Dove Lindstrom Butelaar battle. So we'll see if he's able to make any moves from there. Morris on the back of Suominen as well. That's a battle for 12th. Charlie Summers not far behind this battle.
Jordan Pierce is dodging, I think, some lapping traffic. That was scary. He was parked on the apex at Degner 2. He tries to get out of the way between Degners 1 and 2, which isn't ideal. But it then put him off track and kind of in the middle of the road, but he's slowing down and letting everybody through.
Oh dear. It's gone rather badly for Jordan Pierce. A great shame then. Finds himself down in 18th now. He's the last of our still running runners, is he not?
Jordan Pierce, I think so, yes.
Yes, I think we've lost Sadler, Thompson, Newell, Domino, Larson and Hyman. Those are our no longer running runners. Oh, Loic Barb again is getting pretty close to the back of John Robertson. Oh, he's jumped out before he's got to 130R. Let's see. Oh, that is close. But he doesn't manage to get the move done, and still well defended then from John Robertson. Oh, what's happened to Phil Reed? He's lost the position to Butelaar. That's probably due to the damage on his car, sustained from that odd incident.
Pretty intense from wing damage. I think he's going to be struggling quite a bit on the straights.
Yeah, it's quite a hefty dent you can see on the Hankook sign on that wing, and he's not pitting though. He's looking to bear with it. Yeah, Loic Barb really piling the pressure onto Robertson, but Robertson getting the traction where he needs it. Once again, he was struggling very much through the Casio Triangle in the feature race. Doesn't seem to be having quite the same issue this time. In a solid 3rd position for car 86. Rene Osterkamp, there he is in 5th position then, not challenged, but still setting the... he's got the fastest lap already on circuit. He's getting this...
Bob's going to have a go here. It's going to be the side-by-side toward the Deglers. This is going to be brave if he goes for it. Looks like there's a little bit of contact there, but they've survived.
Yeah, they have indeed. I did wonder whether Robertson was going to get a bit twitchy on the exit of Degner 2, but no such difficulties for him. They remain where they are. Loic Barb, the Frenchman, really piling the pressure on. There is Rene Osterkamp right with them. He's now just 6 tenths behind the CMRC car 29. Lovely ringside seat for him on the battle ahead.
Absolutely. He's looking to pick up as many points as he can. If he can get through these two quickly, he's got a shot at the podium for sure.
Indeed.
Something that I thought was interesting as well is I think for this, most drivers will have switched if they weren't already using it to the lower downforce to try and make overtaking possible. And I'm pretty sure John's been on that all night, so he's probably a bit more comfortable with it, which is why I think Loic's having a bit more of a trouble trying to get past, so he's looking for it.
Yeah.
He's backed out of it into the triangle as well.
Yeah, but Rene Osterkamp's right there, so that's not something you want in your mirrors. Is that rather fetching a yellow liveried car number 29, and look how defensive Robertson went on the exit of the Casio Triangle. That's going to force Loic Barber to go the long way, but there was nothing left. There was no track left to the right of Robertson. Now coming through the first turn, Rene Osterkamp just kind of minding his own business, hitting his own marks, sending blistering lap times. So side by side again. Barber just wants to get the move done, but you don't want to get the move done and take yourselves off the road. Through the S.
He's going to have to try and do what we saw Martinson do, that brilliant overtake in the last race, and try and get
Osterkamp's gone! No. Oh, he kept it out of the wall. We were on board with car 29 just as the tail just got away. Tail just snapped on him, and that's Sorokin through. Oh, what a rare mistake then from car 29, and there's that four-way battle, now four-way battle with Osterkamp at the front, Dove, Lindstrom, Butelar. Reed's fallen off the back of it with the damage he's got. Barb again side by side with 86, John Robertson. But again, nothing coming from that. Now coming to Spoons. He's going to have a look on the inside. No, he thinks better than that. It's not a big enough braking zone there. But you just feel like the Frenchman's got the pace to do it. Just needs the opportunity. Yeah,
I think this is that situation of that straight line speed paying dividends, and the most important part. It's okay if you can be so much faster through the corners, but if you can't make it work in those corners and get past, you're just a sitting duck, and you just have to follow what the car ahead is doing, and the pace they're dictating, because if you can't get past, you follow them.
Lindstrom and Butelar swap position before they got to 130R, 180R. No, don't know where that came from. From the VRTE Racing orange cars, 07 and 98. There wasn't much, I think it was a coordinated move. It is again Barb on the inside of Robertson. No, they were close, but yet again, car 86 is defending. And Sorokin still 4 seconds behind, but he is gaining. He gained 7 tenths on this pair last time around. Alain Tessier up front setting some very, very healthy lap times as well. So he's gone for all intents and purposes. 8 seconds to the good, but as Rene Osterkamp very kindly demonstrated for us, it can change absolutely in the blink of an eye. Lindstrom Butelar. Oh yeah, with they swap position. I was talking about that before. Butelar then looking to try and attack Saradov for that 7th position. The next closest battle we've got is Morris on the back of Jacob Toft. That's a battle for 13th position between the AOR Blue car Treble 7 and the SimSport News Racing 116 of Toft. So we'll keep an eye on those time as well. But the main focus at the moment is the battle for 3rd.
Yeah, absolutely. This is easily the closest battle we've got, and it's for the final podium spot. I think I don't know if Rene can get there. Alexei can get there in time. Pick up the pieces if anything happens. Well, he will if anything, but it's going to be close. But I think this is going to be the battle to the end, because we've seen Robertson can defend quite well.
He can. They've got 5 laps left. And again, Barb just making himself known in the mirrors of Robertson. And as they carry on. Oops. Barb a little bit wide coming through the Casio Triangle. That's probably going to kill it. Yeah, he's not gaining at all on Robertson this time around. 5 more laps is how long Robertson's got to defend for. So that's no easy feat with how much pressure Loic Barber's been applying. Oh, that got a little bit close. It probably looked closer for me than it did for the drivers. Obviously, the camera is right on the nose So that's the first thing to introduce itself to the next car in front. Still these two, the VRTC Racing, VRTE rather, racing orange cars of Lindstrom and Butelar pretty close together, but they don't see Sarah Dove is matching them for lap time, so they're not gaining on car 177, the AOR purple car of Sarah Dove at the moment, but that can of course change. Loic Barb again just staying within that all-important half a second. That's the view from the back of John Robertson's car, and just nothing he can do. He cannot shake off that A62. He's just got to keep hitting his lines, keep using what is... Oh, Sorokin! Something's happened to Sorokin. He's suddenly in the battle with Butelar and Lindstrom. What on earth happened to you? Oh, it's Degner 2 again.
Yep. It's very easy to do.
Kept out of the wall. Sarah Dove then goes through into 6th. Butelar got him. He just managed to get ahead of... I don't know whether that battle actually still rages on. So Sorokin's actually got ahead of the two orange cars. And he'll be chasing off after Sarah Dove. There she is, with 1.1 seconds to the advantage for her. But yeah, that just, again, exactly as we were saying before, just unravels in the blink of an eye. Barb again trying a move, coming into the Casio triangle on Robertson. Still not coming off, much closer this time. He's going to get the slipstream. Is Robertson going to nail himself to the wall? He does indeed. No way through there for Barb. He's now going to go to the outside yet again, coming into the first turn, and again he's just not going to be able to get that one done.
You can see it the moment Bob pulls out the slipstream, Robertson starts to pull to gain in the straight on him. Bob's running too much downforce compared to Robertson, and he's losing out on that top end.
Lindstrom on the back of Sorokin now, following that incident at the second Degner for car 87, and that's going to help Sarah Dove maintain that position directly ahead of them. So she looks good for a decent handful of points here. Alain Tessier still leads by 10 seconds now over Evan Imre. 3 seconds between Imre and this battle as it continues to rage on. Then René Osterkamp back up into 5th position following his earlier incident. Then it is... Oh no, Sarah Dove! We just got the tail end of that particular spin. What happened there? Did she just drop it? Once again, the Degner's proving lethal for these cars. Did she drop it on her own after Degner 1? What happened here? Let's see. Coming into Degner 1. And
Degner 1. Caught the curb. Degner 1. It's that inside curb is...
Oh, and she did that.
Avoided by
yes. Yeah, she did that in the last race as well. And again, that's exactly where she has to think about doing pirouettes there, because that's what she did. That's where she did it before.
Yeah, we've also got Lindstrom right on the back of Sorokin. He's really pushing that attack. Looks like Robertson has actually gained a little bit on Barb and has dropped him a little bit. The gap's now second.
It is, so Barb's not had a good run in the last lap. They only have 2 to go. Here comes Erika Lindstrom in the slipstream through 130R. And you're going to have a look, and that's Sorokin staying nailed to the inside of the Casio triangle. They don't go side by side. Will... go on.
I think Phil Reed has had an incident, because he's also just taken the support old pit lane at a very high speed without his front wing.
Oh dear.
But he's very much on his own.
Yes.
Well, but he has got pretty significant damage now on the front of that car. He's going to struggle.
Sarah Dove having a look on the inside of Butelar, coming into the first turn, didn't come off this time, but that, I think it put Butelar off a little bit, as she's continuing to keep the pressure on. She wants to try and get back up the field a little bit. Less than 2 laps to go now. Where's our race leader? That's the hairpin. He's coming through. So another half a lap to do for him. And yep, Sarah Dove's got a decent ringside seat for the battle ahead of her. And she's still getting involved in it. So there's still fighting to be sorted out before the end of the race.
Absolutely. Oh, Bob! He's just had a moment coming out of the hairpin. He's just lost it. He's kept it though. He very nearly spun, but he didn't. But René Osterkamp is now up into 4th place. Who, as we saw, he's also had his own issue as René.
What happened to the Frenchman then? He's locked up coming into the hairpin and just drops it of his own accord, hits the brakes and keeps it just out of the wall. And through into 4th then is the German René Osterkamp. There he is. So Loic Barb has a different car to chase, but that's what John Robertson wanted. He's got the pressure off his tail now. And there's Alain Tessier to start the final lap of this sprint race that he has led the whole way through. Second is Evan Imre. He'll be quite pleased with that if he can do just one more lap. He's 2.5 seconds ahead of this man, who is 2.6 ahead of this man. So no immediate pressure for those guys.
We've got Charlie Summers and Yuka side by side through 130R. That was around the outside for Charlie Summers. He's done it though. I wonder if Yuka's going to try and fight him back. I don't think so. No.
Great effort for Charlie Summers. He's had a few incidents this race. Started dead last. He's up into 11th now. He's got 5 seconds between himself and Phil Reed. But as we know, Phil Reed has got a rearranged car, unless he's been through the pits because he's got a nose again.
No, I think it was just something wrong on my end. He's now got a front wing for me as well, and it's the same damage lot. So
we'll see if Summers is able to close that in. Butelar still on the back of Lindstrom, still on the back of Sorokin. That battle continues to rage on. Where is Tessier? He's heading down towards Spoons. He's got some distance to cover yet. Soeman and Summers, as we saw, still fairly close together, but Charlie Summers had absolutely amazing pace. Leader's pace, really, to be fair. There is Erka Lindstrom on the back of Alexei Sorokin, ready to pick up the pieces if it does go wrong for those ahead of him. But it is going to be, unless Tessier throws it into the wall in the last few corners, it is his for the taking. The Cube Racing Simulator 878 is going to take the Casio Triangle. He could pretty much coast from there, and it'll be his. But your winner for the sprint race here in Suzuka is Alain Tessier. What a recovery drive. Shame that the main race didn't go his way, but second place is going to go to the AOR Yellow 147 of Evan Imre. A very healthy haul of points for you. John Robertson chases him home, but is not going to be there to take the position from him. René Osterkamp in short order, right there in 4th position. There is going to be... Who was that right behind him?
Behind Osterkamp, it was Loic Barbe.
It was Loic Barbe, so my overlay went a bit bananas there. So Loic Barbe takes 5th. Sorokin with that big pack right behind him in 6th. Lundstrom 7. Butelar 8. Dove 9. Phil Reed has just crossed the line. I think he's come across the line in 10th. Charlie Summers in 11th. Who's going to claim 12th? His cars are crossing the line. The overlay just needs to sort itself out a little bit. So Summers 11, Suomen in 12. I think it's going to be Tofts in 13th. We've got several cars that were not on the same lap, so there we go. So Morris is going to be classified 14th. I think everybody has crossed the line now that was still running. So we can go over to... Yeah, everyone's slowed. Everyone's slowed down now. So we can go over to our results. Alain Tessier is going to take the top spot with a blinding 1 minute 50.5. What a stunning lap for him. Evan Imre 2, Robertson 3, Osterkamp 4, Barbe 5, Sorokin in 6th position, Lindstrom 7, Butelar 8, Dove 9, Phil Reed 10, Charlie Summers 11, Yuka Suomen in 12, Tofts 13, Morris 14, Martinson 15. The rest didn't see the flag, so Waldo 16, Ryan 17, Pierce 18, Thompson 19, Sadler 20, Domino again suffering early on 21, Newell 22, Larson 23, and Heumann brings up the tail of the field. What a pair of races we have had this evening.
That was exciting. That was I think that was a pretty good demonstration, though, of how tough this track is.
Yeah.
It will not let you get away with mistakes. There's plenty of runoff, but there are places where that doesn't matter.
And it was both races as well, so it's nothing to do with the reverse grid or anything like that. That is how difficult this track is.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Sourdough make the same mistake in both races.
We did indeed. See if anybody is going to make themselves available for interview. It's not necessary for our drivers to do it, but it's nice for us to get close to them to see what their feelings are, particularly after the thrills and spills of what went on.
From what I'm seeing in chat, by the way, the Tom Van Heumann, who we didn't see a lot of, Says his VR was his virtual reality headset was not quite right.
Oh, dear.
It was turned 90 degrees to the right, which I imagine would cause slight issue if you were trying to be competitive and look where you were going.
Yeah, great for admiring the scenery. Oh, someone's doing donuts on the start finish there. But, we have someone that's made themselves available. It is Mr. Butilar. Let's grab him over. Hello, Mr. Butilar. Thank you for joining us in the commentary box.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, you had a lot of fighting, particularly in the sprint race, to deal with. How was today's races for you?
Yeah, first of all, the future race was kind of disappointment. I lost it in the tunnel for nothing. Actually, the whole week.
You were not the only one.
All week I didn't lose it there, so I was kind of surprised, and I checked a little bit the temperatures of the tires, so it wasn't a surprise actually. But the sprint race was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like you had a lot of work to do, and quite a number of people were really struggling around the Degner area, as we saw. Was it mainly tyre temperature that was causing that, or just the very nature of the curves on the track and what have you?
Yeah, actually, with my setup, I can't touch the curbs, so where to stay ahead of them.
Again, you were not alone to have that kind of struggle, but well raced, particularly in the sprint race. There, David. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to the season ahead.
Next race. Thank you.
We have Mr. Imre joining us in the box as well. Well, Evan, your first race ended up with you facing the wrong way in the pit lane, and then you recovered to a very handsome second position. How are you feeling after that one?
Pretty happy with that. The first race, I just messed up the last chicane and got on the curb. Curbs are deadly around here, and somehow I didn't hit the wall when I went to enter the pit lane. Somehow I recovered back to 10th in that race. Well, I could have had the 8th, I suppose, but I let my teammate through to see if he could catch Robertson, I think, and he got past him. So he got past him. So he ended up 8th. I was 10th. Sprint race was starting 6th or something. And made a couple of overtakes in the sprint race, and there was stuff going on behind, like I think.
There was plenty going on behind you.
It was Thompson and Sadler. I think they hit each other, so that they were going to catch me probably. And then we had Robertson and Loic basically blocking everybody, make sure they didn't get past. So Osterkamp got up to the back of them thing. So basically, I was just watching my relative the whole race because Alan was just getting away into the lead about half a second a lap. So I'm glad I didn't make a single mistake in that race and kept it on the road to get a solid second place.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to boost your standing somewhat. Canada didn't go. I think it's fair to say Canada didn't really go your way. But is this a sign for the future? Are we going to expect you towards the sharper end in the races to come?
Yeah, as we practice the car more, it should build up some more pace. Everyone's kind of starting from zero with the new car, so everyone will get faster as the weeks goes on. But yeah, looking forward to similar results for the future races.
Awesome stuff. Well, good luck, Evan, with the rest of the season, and we will see you there.
Right, cheers.
Two more drivers have made themselves available to talk to us. One of them is Connor Ryan. Welcome to you.
Hello.
How are you feeling after that one?
After the sprint race, not very good, but after the feature race it wasn't too bad. So kind of mixed, really.
As tends to be the way. It's not often that someone performs well in both of these races. How are you finding the particularly the sprint race, obviously with a very different format, with it being reverse grid, really shuffling up the order? How are you finding that particular format?
In the Formula Renault, the old car, I did enjoy it because it gave you a chance, to be a bit nearer the front, and it's a nice format. I think it gives everyone a chance. It can be incredibly hard to make your way up through the field, especially around a track like this, and obviously the cars are still new to everyone, and it's I don't think it's too bad. But obviously for the first season, I think it could have been changed, but I do enjoy the format overall. So yeah, I do like it. Just
a quick one from me. On lap 1, I think, of the sprint race, I think we saw you go off at Dunlop. Yeah. Was that with aid, or was that just a mistake on your part?
That was a mistake. I think I had Sarah on the inside of me, and I was trying to hold it round the outside, and I kind of just misjudged my speed and went off. But I think on the way off, I caught a curve, and that kind of like half spun me. So yeah, that was my own do.
Okay.
The curbs were not kind to many people. You were not alone there, Connor.
Yeah, they're pretty murderous around here.
Yeah, very much so. Well done, and we look forward to the rest of the season as it unfolds.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And finally joining us, we have got Sarah Dove. Hello to you.
Hello.
Well, a bit of a mixture of races for you. We did see your pirouettes in between the two Degners.
Yeah, that was my signature move.
And
so good you did it twice.
Yeah,
I did it 3 times.
Oh,
did you?
Yeah,
we didn't see the third one, but beautifully performed. I mean, you were really doing quite well to fend off a lot of pressure, particularly in the sprint race. How are you feeling after today's races?
Without the spinning 3 times in the same corner, it would have been good. I think I could have been 8th and 6th. I'll take points at least after Montreal.
Yeah, Canada was not particularly kind to yourself, I don't think. But what are you sort of feeling moving forwards? Are you looking forward to? Is there some races you're looking forward to more than others?
I'm looking forward to the North Schleife in a few weeks. But it's a fairly good calendar, apart from maybe Belle Isle is a bit.
Just a quick one from me. You, in the feature race, you were the last car to pit. Was there any reason for that, or was it just staying out and seeing what was happening, or hearing what was happening behind you?
Well, I usually like to be the last car to pit, and because the tanks aren't limited, I just put 25 litres in and then drove around.
Okay.
and then everyone had pitted, so I prefer to pit after, because I think it gives you more of an advantage than pitting early.
Awesome stuff. Well, we look forward to the season as it unfolds. Well done to you, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you in the commentary box again.
Okay, thank you.
I think now is a good time to wrap that one up. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. It's a great pleasure to have you along with us. Thank you very much, Stevie, for joining me in the commentary box. Always a great pleasure, sir.
It's always an honour to sit and talk with you and over some amazing racing like we've seen tonight.
Haven't we been spoilt tonight? That was fantastic.
Oh, we have. And the best thing about this track, as unforgiving as we've seen, next week we're back here again for the round 2 of the Formula Renault 3.5 on the 4th of January. They're back at Suzuka. So there's no excuses about not knowing the track. Thank you to everybody in chat, by the way. It's not always easy to reply to everybody in it, but it's good to see everyone in there. That is it from the iRacing side this year. The next Monday coming up would be a GT race, but New Year's Eve, that life thing again. People want to go out and do things. So we're not racing. So we'll be back for GT the following Monday at the Nordschleife, as Sarah pointed out. And then on the 11th, the next round of this championship will be at Brands Hatch.
Fabulous. Cannot wait for those rounds. Do join us for those, but there'll be plenty of AOR action in between. We hope to see you there. Thank you very much, and good night.